Gwendolynne Birkin is a quiet master of fine fashion. She has achieved a longevity through hard work, passion, and a good measure of adaptability. It has allowed her to find a niche in the fashion marketplace while preserving her unique style and meticulous quality in a tough and competitive trade. We visited to speak with her about the evolution of her label, Gwendolynne, and the business of fashion. Gwendolynne, thank you so much for your time today in your gorgeous salon. I know you began pattern making and sewing in childhood, and you've been in fashion for most of your career. Can you tell me what drew you to fashion in those early years?
I was drawn to fashion through sense of play and theatre. I guess escapism. I used to get sheets and wrap them up around me and put bow ties on and hats and do little fashion parades in our lounge room with my sister. And I used to put opera music on, and I remember having big fights with my brother and sister because they wanted to play ABBA, and I wanted. I do like ABBA though, but I wanted to play opera music and like grace the catwalk that was our lounge room. So yeah, I really believe that my passion is just an extension of my childhood play. After a while I realised that it was the love of all the costumes that got me into fashion. And back then, there wasn't these celebrity fashion designers. Like, this was the mid-80s, and growing up in Adelaide, it was like George Gross and Harry Hu. But it wasn't cool to be a designer, and I was actually a bit embarrassed about wanting to be a fashion designer because at the school that I went to, it was highly academic, and anyone who studied textiles was always regarded as dumb. So I was kind of a bit ashamed about what I really wanted to do. I don't really like to think of myself as a fashion designer. I like to think of myself as a clothing designer. What I create is about timeless beauty. It's not about the next big thing. It's about investing in a beautiful gown that you'll have for years and you'll wear it many times. It's not going to be out of fashion. We don't mass produce, so you won't buy a garment and then see it on sale in 2 weeks.
Do you think formal study and training in fashion is a necessity?
I think being a designer isn't something that you can train. I think everyone's got an opinion on taste and no one's right or wrong. I think being effective as a designer and running a business that's financially viable, having some kind of ground is really important. So I really believe in understanding the foundations of how to craft a garment, cut a garment, and learning about proportion too is really important.
Can you tell me a little bit about your materials and the beauty and the tyranny of silk?
Yeah, the fabrics we use are really difficult to work with. Silk, you've got to be so careful when you put it through the machines too. I mean, we do a lot of wedding dresses too, and people often think because our look is more fluid and soft that, they're used to the big meringue thing, and it's actually easier to make that because those fabrics are so stiff you can just run them through the machine. We have to cut all the fabrics really slowly, and you have to be so careful. We're always filing our nails in the studio too so we don't snag the silks. Sometimes I wonder why I design some of them. I do love lace too. I love the way with lace you can form it over the body and it can kind of highlight the silhouette of the female form. I think that's what's really magical about lace.
Your work has a beautiful, elegant and stylised quality. What are some of your influences?
I'm very inspired by Art Deco, Art Nouveau, Victorian, just a lot of period pieces. Generally, I've actually, as the styles evolved, I'm actually trying to move away from very floral designs and more into geometric designs. And some of the more recent work, I've been inspired by geometric patterns like spirograph and kind of trying to make it a little bit modern but still with the old styling, kind of mixing it up a bit.
How would you like Gwendolynne to be known?
I'm really trying to ensure that Gwendolynne the brand is something about luxury and elegance and beauty, and also part of what I'm trying to achieve with my business is creating something that's luxurious but still down to earth. Like, you go to those posh shops and you don't feel welcome. You feel like you can't touch anything. I'm trying to make it so it still feels like a world that a mere mortal can enter. And I don't know, a lot of designers feel like they have to throw their gowns on every famous celebrity. To me, it's more important to be putting that focus on the clients. I see other contemporary designers who will stay up all night and make a gown for free for really well-known celebrities who I think are a bit tacky, to be honest, or footballers or whatever. And those people can afford gowns and they're staying up all night doing it for PR. I think it's better to be spending your time on your real customers and making them real people and making them feel good, rather than focusing your energy on PR all the time.
What's the most enjoyable and satisfying part of developing Gwendolynne the label?
I feel really satisfied just when I see all the dresses that I've just finished for a new collection, and often I have all this anxiety before it's released, but just when they're all standing ready to go out on the catwalk and you see it all together, you go, oh yeah, that's looking okay. It's weird, like sometimes my ideas about a collection are so random and I'm thinking, is it going to all work together? And I found as long as you stay true to your own sense of taste and style, it always works in harmony somehow. And I guess other things that are satisfying are seeing my clients happy too, and especially after a wedding, for example, a special event, when people contact you and tell you how wonderful they felt in the garment, and they send you photos, and that's really satisfying. Often on Saturdays when my assistant is showing the collection that we've got through to new clients, and they're excited about the dresses, and I'll be doing a fitting with another client and I'll see them at the corner of my eye feeling $1 million in these designs. Oh yeah, that's good. And they look quite different on different people. Like there'll be some classic styles that we've got that we do, and I'll think that I've seen it on other people and I'll see it on someone else and I go, oh wow, and I'll turn my head. So yeah, just little things like that make it really rewarding.
Gwendolynne, thank you so much for your time today and speaking with us about your beautiful label, Gwendolynne, and about your business experience.